Hey peeps, it's dark. We're getting ready to go on a trip. Okay, it's me, lay brother, Ariel, aka Zarelia, and Renda. We are headed to Palestine, Texas to take the Piney Woods train. And we'll see how it goes. You ready for a road trip? We have arrived. We are heading into the Palestine train depot. You can see part of the train over there. Let's head in and see what we can see. First thing I see is a gift shop. I think we need to go in. What do you think? Let's head in. Treasures, treasures. And Renda and Ariel. Did you find anything fun?
A train whistle.
Those are annoying.
I know, that's what.
Oh, look at that.
Right there. Look at this.
It's a bee and a flower. Apparently they do a Christmas run. I kind of think these are cute. I don't know why. I'm not a wine drinker, but this bottle makes me want to. Isn't that cute? We are inside and they have lots of trivia about how the train got going here, which looks kind of cool. I kind of like their old-timey lantern. Of course, I like old-timey things. I thought I would come out before lots of people get here and get a picture of the train. But I can't see the engine from here. Just all the train cars. We originally were going to get in that one with the top thingy, but we were bringing people who were not able to climb up there very good, and both of them decided not to come. So kind of sad that we did not get to do that, but it was kind of hard to change the tickets. I'm just going to walk up here. That must be a water tower. I don't know if we're in a steam engine or if that's just for looks, but I'm going to walk up here and see if I can actually get a picture of the engine, which I think would be cool. I should find out which one we're actually riding in. There's lay brother down there taking pictures. He loves trains. Okay, he loves anything mechanical. So you see that? The engine is way up there. I'm heavy, so they need two engines. Is that weird? It looks like the caboose is up at the front. What's with that? But that's who's going to be dragging us around for the next 4 hours. Lay brother just informed me we are in car 42, and there it is. Do you see it? How fun is that? We're right next to that observation car, but that's okay. It's going to be fun. My brother has tickets for us to board. Look at that. Apparently we get a nice lunch. Guess who the veggie wrap is for? What? We're ready to go. And we're boarding.
Where's the boarding? How are y'all? You're at 12B. Ooh, there's a toilet.
7.
That's the important thing, right? A commode. Nice. Oh, there are couches in here.
Do you see 7?
So we get a real couch. It isn't a fake one. Oh, look at that. They provided us water.
Where do you want to sit, Joel?
On the
How do you tell what it
We
is?
can trade.
7.
Oh, 7 right over
Yeah.
there.
Go in.
Look at that. We're in 7C. And look at this.
Joe.
They gave us water and junk food. I'm loving it. A Linden truffle. Oh my word, they like me.
Yeah, see, that's what I was worried about.
Look at this. This is great.
If 2 more people had been here, that's where they'd had us sit.
Oh.
Okay, I ate the Linden truffle already. I couldn't help it. There's some globs of meat that we're going to ignore. But the rest of this I'm going to eat. Okay, I started already. Ariel's the only good one not eating it.
And please do so when we get back to Palestine this afternoon. But you can go down to the caboose, but we can't even cross over to the caboose because it's not safe. It's but you can see it when we get back. It's just a little metal walkway with chains on it, and so we don't even cross over. And if you rent the caboose, once you're in there, you're in there. You can't move from there to the car until it stops. So, all right, the first place we're going to come to this morning is called Jarvis Y, and it's called Jarvis Y strictly because the track makes an inverted Y. We could take the engine off, we could take it up one track, bring it down the other track, and come back to Palestine, but we're going to Ruffs. But from the middle of November until a couple of days after Christmas, that becomes the North Pole. We do the Polar Express train, and last year we had a little over 65,000 people to ride in 6 weeks' time. We'll have 13 cars on that ride. We'll do 5 runs a night. And it's an awesome, awesome experience. And I'll tell you more about that on the way. But the first thing we're going to do this morning, we're going to have a champagne or apple cider toast. And after we do our toast, you have a menu on your table. Anything you want to order from the concession or bar, I'll be glad to get it for you. I'll do you a tab and you can pay out on the way back. Any questions so far? A lot of you have pre-ordered lunches. We will pick those up in Rusk. So we'll get off the train and they'll have them ready when we get there. All right, there's our 5-minute whistle. That's our whistle. We're fixing to leave. All right. So let's do our champagne or apple cider toast.
And around 22 miles an hour.
We are moving.
Back. We'll have about an hour
Can you
and
see
10 minute
through the
lunch
window?
layover in Rusk. A little later, I'll tell you about the engine powering our train today. For the convenience of all passengers, please place all of your belongings on the floor beneath the seats so that aisle may remain clear. You should have received the rules of the rails and a route map with your tickets. For your safety, we ask that you review them and adhere to a few simple precautions that will make your ride more enjoyable. Please be aware that the train may jolt while moving.
I don't want champagne, but I'll take the apple juice.
Prior to
No,
moving,
champagne is nasty.
freeze short with the glass.
Have you ever had champagne?
Yeah, except for restaurant doors, please do not attempt to open the door or leave. For
No,
safety reasons,
no champagne for me.
on the platform. This blocks the flow of traffic between cars. Also, an adult.
Ariel and I got cider. We're ready to toast. I can't see. We're toasting this little train ride foray, and I don't know where we're going.
I think you should
Russ?
show them the rules.
Oh yeah, you want to see the rules? It says don't drink the water in the bathrooms.
I like number 4.
For your safety, shoes and shirts, clothing must remain on during the ride. Yes, Renda, leave your clothes on, dadgummit.
Yes. Ooh, lap children are expected to remain on the lap.
Nice. What are lap children?
I don't know. Is that like
is
lap
there an age?
I don't know.
All right, anyone celebrating a birthday anytime soon?
This guy.
Just had a birthday? All right.
This one.
One right here.
He just had one.
And
One
she did
here.
too.
No, mine was a long time ago.
We have a birthday here. Wow, we have one here. We have lots of birthdays today. Another birthday back here.
You know why?
What about anniversaries?
This is.
No anniversaries?
These are Christmas.
Birthday.
All right. Anybody retiring?
Christmas Eve birthday.
All right, let's do a toast to happy birthday, a second fun ride today. Are you ready? Cheers.
Yeah.
All right, now let's start taking orders for anything you want from the concession or bar.
Yummy.
Oh, this is cider.
You wish.
If you go that way, you got popcorn and all sorts of good stuff.
So what are you called?
I'm the conductor.
Conductor. That was the word I was looking
That's
for.
it.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
He just stapled our
yeah, it
tickets.
says it on his head.
Oh, it does. How cool
Yeah,
is that?
So, yeah, it's looking like that. Oh, it's actually it's crooked. Falling down on the job. There we go.
What, is that so we
Well,
can
it's
get back?
awesome. Thank you, Mr. Conductor.
You're welcome. If y'all have any questions or anything throughout the day, just let me know.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. If y'all have any questions,
My ticket has been stamped, and he put a smiley face. Look at that. See, I am in 7C. Look at that.
I'm in 7D.
Brenda's in 7D, and she got a smiley face. Yay.
Oh, here's my smiley face.
Yeah, her smiley face.
Oh, thank you.
And they're over there. I don't know what they're doing.
Sort of. These piggies.
This car is wobbling.
18 miles an hour.
Yeah, Joe says we're going 18 miles an hour. We're really trucking now.
Well, it does that.
Although in the camera it kind of looks like it's going fast. Are you nauseous yet?
Upon investigation,
Yeah, this is the Jarvis Y we just went by. Apparently has some cute frou-frou stuff and other train stuff.
John Wood, and left by
And we're back to the woods. I guess this is why they call it Piney Woods.
That's Jarvis Y. That becomes the North Pole from the middle of November until, I think it's 4 days after Christmas this year, or maybe 3. But anyway, we'll have 13 cars on the Polar Express. We have to buy the rights to do that show. And I think this makes our 17th year that we've done it here. But it makes my 14th. But anyway, all of our cars are decorated. We'll have 13 cars on. Everything's decorated. Every tree is decorated from the time you turn off the main highway until you get to the train. We have different things set up. We have gingerbread houses. We have everything ready, and so it's a lot of fun to do and a lot of fun to ride. But we'll get on the train, and in my car I'll have 2 to 3 chefs in with me. Chef's hat, chef's jacket, just like the book in the movie. And they actually sometimes send someone down here to ride with us to make sure we're doing it by the book. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm going to do it the same way every time and let them come. So, but anyway, as we leave Palestine, they'll play the Polar Express song, and my chefs and I have a certain dance. We dance up and down the train to the Polar Express. A little bit after that, they'll play the hot chocolate song, so we serve our hot chocolate cookies and we do our hot chocolate dance. A little bit after that, they'll read the book over the intercom, and we have the large books, so I can walk down the aisle and I can look at the page in the book where the train is, and I can count the windows, and then I can count the windows in my car. I can show every child exactly where their seat is on the Polar Express. So a little bit after that, we arrive at the North Pole, and when we get there, Santa's waving at us, the elves are turning flips, and it's beginning to snow. Well, the first thing the children want to do is get off at the North Pole. But we can't get off at the North Pole. Santa and the elves are busy making toys, and if we get off and disturb them, they might not have your toys ready by Christmas. But I'll ask them, how many of you believe? I promise you they believe. I say, you know what, we're on the magical Polar Express train. If we truly believe and make a wish, our wish might come true. So why don't we all put on our wishing faces and make wishes that Santa and the elves will get on the train and ride back with us. They make the cutest, sweetest wishing faces you've ever seen. Everyone wears pajamas. They tell their parents and grandparents to help wish. And if we truly believe, we'll stop at the North Pole and Santa comes on our train and brings some of the elves, and he gives every passenger a silver bell with Polar Express on it. And he takes every child's Christmas list if they bring one. He has a picture made with every child. And as Santa leaves our car to go visit the other children, and we get up in the aisle and we sing and we dance all the way back to Palestine. So we're already booking for that trip. We do a 2 o'clock, a 3:30, a 5, a 6:30, and an 8. It depends on the age of the child as to which ride to take, but it's not pretty until 5. We have to do other rides because we book up so quick, and so we do other rides, and a lot of people still come for the 2 and the 3:30. But love to have you to come and ride. We're already booking, and you can choose any car you want. Be sure and see all of our cars before you leave today. And if you want to come ride the Polar Express, figure out which car you want to ride in and what time, and go ahead and book, because it does book up pretty quick. But all right, any questions about anything? Side. And the front section has buzzers between the windows. That car was built in 1923, and those buzzers still work. In the old days, the important people rode in the front section, the waiters rode in the back section, and they would buzz when they wanted something, and the waiters would go see what they wanted. And in the back of that car, there's an old cook stove original to that car. When we restored that car, we didn't touch that cook stove. Too much history. Also, ice boxes. Most people don't know what an ice box is. I do. I remember when the Iceman came, he had Kool-Aid. So, I know about the ice boxes, but the ice boxes and that old cook stove we didn't touch. So, be sure and see that when we get back to Palestine this afternoon. But, we don't have any rides in January and February. That's the time that we do our main restoration and all of our work on our track and train and everything. And so they were having a train convention in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they found out we weren't running our train, and they said, oh, we want to lease your train for 2 days and have our meetings on the train. So they did. And they asked me to work for them. And I was in that car that day, and this guy kept asking me all kinds of questions about that car, and I told him everything I knew about it. And as we finished talking, he smiled at me and he said, I used to own this car. I can give you more history. So that made my day. But we had fun with them on our train. They were on for 2 days, and they were an awesome bunch. They own railroads all over the United States and Canada. So it was awesome to have them on. All right, so the next place we're going to come to is the Neches River Bridge. It's our longest and highest bridge. It's 35 feet high, 1,042 feet long. And I don't know how to open the gate, the door. No one does. That's okay. Got it. Good job. We're on the Neches River Bridge right now. Look down. We're 35 feet high. The bridge is 1,042 feet long. Our longest and highest bridge. This is the only place we usually see water. Everything else is hot and dry. But you're going to see the river right in just a minute, and it's very narrow. It flows from up north all the way down to the Gulf. We ran our old steam engine about 2 or 3 months ago, right before they had to tear it down to restore it. Now this is the Neches River Bridge. It goes, to the river, and it goes all the way down to the Gulf. But when we ran our steam engine for the last time this year, we come across the river, and I tell the children when we cross the river with our steam engine that we're going to blow off steam. They don't know one thing about the pressure has built up, and that's just a good time to let it go. So at that time we were getting a lot of rain like we had never seen before, and there was water everywhere. All this was water out as far as you could see. And when we went across the river that day, the sun was shining, and they blew off the pressure to undo the pressure. And as it did, we saw beautiful rainbows all the way across the water. It was so pretty. So the steam engine's a lot of fun. Just to hear that chugga-chugga sound and to see that smoke, it is awesome to have the steam engine on. And we're working on it now. We also just got a grant from the state of Texas for it to upgrade our track so we can carry heavier cars and have a little smoother ride. So they're working on that now. So we're always got some project going, and it takes us a while to get it all done, but it'll be done. Any questions at all? Comments?
Don't make it too smooth.
Okay.
I know, it's still got
can you
shake.
make this one but no alcohol?
Yeah.
And 2 straws.
Got it? Thank you. right, anything else? Anyone else? Y'all are an awesome group today. Thank y'all so much for riding.
Strawberry lemonade.
Brenda ordered us a drink. What is it?
It's a strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade, only we got it without the alcohol. It's not too shabby. It was kind of spendy. I saw it's like $12. Ouch.
Well, it's only $6 for you and $6 for me.
Okay, yeah, because we're sharing a drink.
I missed it. Dadgummit. Did he warn us? Yes. You got to pay attention on the way back.
Well, quit talking to me then.
Drinking coffee.
Well, there was a horse back there. We kind of missed it.
In 1929.
It's all there is, so look very quick or you'll miss it. But in the little town of Maydale, it's a very tight-knit community. And they were filming a James Garner movie there, and it was called The Long Summer of George Adams. And as they were filming, they changed the name of the town to Cushing, Oklahoma. It was Cushing General Store, Cushing Post Office, Cushing Hotel. And as they were filming, they were doing a night scene, and they said a truck driver came through town, and he slammed on his brakes and skidded around, and he just sat in his truck. And they thought, well, James Garner's here, and we're filming a movie, he's just watching. But he just kept sitting there. Finally, one of the guys filming walked over to him and said, sir, is there something wrong? Can we help you? He said, where am I? They said, you're in Maydale, Texas. He said, that street sign out there, they changed the name of the town to Cushing, Oklahoma. He said, that street sign out there says Cushing, Oklahoma, city limits, Tulsa, 50 miles. And I left Cushing, Oklahoma at 6 o'clock this morning. True story, you can't make it up. They said he had the weirdest look on his face, and he said, I thought I might be lost, but I didn't think I was that lost. On the way back this afternoon, I'm going to tell you the history of this train from the very beginning until where we are today. And we're also going to talk about other movies that's been made using our train or our track. So I'll tell you the history and the whole thing on the way back. So we'll do that. But
have we gone through that little town yet? Have we gone through
no, we hadn't got there yet. But also in the little town of Maydale, you're going to see a turntable that was built in the 1890s. It was owned by a railroad company out of Paris, Texas, and they were going to scrap iron it. They said, we don't need it, we don't want it, we don't use it. Texas State Railroad said, let us have it, we'll use it. We use it all the time. We do a lot of school runs because a lot of children would never get to ride the train otherwise. So one day we took our train to Rusk, and there were school buses from everywhere, and the children were dancing on the sidewalk waiting to get on the train. So they got on the train, and one little girl grabbed me by the leg, and she said, Miss Joyce, do you live on the train? And I said, well, my family thinks I do, but I don't. But to see their faces, I had 94 5-year-olds in my car that day.
Oh my goodness.
One of the best rides I ever had, because not one child had ever been on a train. To see their little faces was well worth it. And they all had a camera or a cell phone trying to make pictures to take home to their family. That day, the conductor and engineer took that engine off, hooked it to that little donkey motor, and turned it twice so we could help kids get their pictures to take home. On our Polar Express train, we take nursing home people, we take foster children, we take underprivileged children, so that they too can enjoy the Christmas spirit. And I mean, that's 65,000 people in 6 weeks is totally amazing, but it is so much fun. But also in Maydale, you're going to see a little, it's where our track crew are housed. We have our own shop crew, we have our own track crew, we're very self-sufficient, so, but they were, you're going to see a little green building, it's called Big Bertha's Cafe. And it's owned by an elderly lady, and she cooks home-cooked meals, and it's been about 7, 8, 9 years ago. Her building burned to the ground right before Christmas, and she had no insurance. And we came by about 3 weeks after that, and there was a sign up that said, help us rebuild Big Bertha's. The community got together, and they moved another building in so that she could get back in business. And so she's been back in business, but I heard this week that they have just sold the business, but it's still open, so I'm not sure that I haven't stopped by. But someone on the train asked me one day, said, what is the population of Maydale? And I never thought about it. You're going to see an old 2-story brick building, and that was their school building until 1980, and then they consolidated with Jacksonville. But I've never thought about the population. I just never thought about it. I live on the other side of Russ, so I come through Maydale every day. And I never really thought about not seeing a sign about how many people live there. So I was early one morning and I thought, well, I'll just stop at Big Bertha's and I'll ask them what the population is. So I went into the little cafe and there was 9 men sitting around a long table, all eating breakfast.
There you go.
And I said, what is the population of Maydale? And they all started laughing. And finally, one guy pointed to the guy at the end of the table and said, ask him, he's the mayor. He said, I'm not the mayor. We don't have a mayor, and we don't know what the population is. We've never counted it. It could be 50, it could be 150. So no one knows what the population of Maydale is. Someone looked it up on the cell phone. It says there's 250, but I don't know where they are. But it's a very small town, but very tight-knit community. A lot of days we'll come by, and the men will be sitting on the front porch at Big Bertha's playing dominoes or something. And that's kind of the meeting place for that little community to find out what's going on with their neighbor. But truly a neat little town. So we're coming into Maydale right now. The first place, you see all the deer feeders, the deer stands. There's lots and lots of deer in our area. You see their old 2-story school building across on the other road. And you're going to see a sign that says Petticoat Junction Store and Cafe. I've never seen anything there, but the sign I think come from one of the movies that was made using our train or our track. So this is the little town of Maydale. What you see is all there is. Pretty neat little community though. On the opposite side of the track, you're going to see where our track crew are housed. This is their office, and you'll see some of their equipment. We have pickup trucks that run the track every day to make sure the track is open.
Yep.
Yes, yes. Lots of them out there. We're just putting in new ones right now. All right, now then there's big.
We're at Rusk. Let's get off this thing and eat something again. We're gonna go see what it is, huh? This side is still Piney Woods. We're in a line. Couldn't see the sign for Rusk, so I thought I would show you. Look at there, Rusk. We're now in Rusk, Texas, and we get off the train and we go find our lunch that we pre-ordered. Remember I showed you the ticket that said I had a veggie wrap. So we're going to find it. There's our train. The whole entire thingy. It's having a mass exodus, heading to the food. Woohoo! This is the food facility. And it's another train car. Are you surprised? And we're supposed to be able to get our food up here. So we are heading in. Condiments. We pre-ordered so we don't have to go in there. Ours is supposed to be ready and we're waiting here in line. Okay, we've got our food and we're heading to this little, it's spitting a little bit, so we're gonna go over here under the trees. They even have lights, so if it's dark, can you even see them? No, hardly. Anyways, there is a thing over there, but we're going over to a table up here to eat our lunch. You can actually look out and see the pond out there. So here we go. Nice.
Yeah, they go back
A V
here.
for veggie. Okay, I took some bites so you can see this is my veggie. It's huge.
And this is
What'd you get, Ariel?
What'd you get?
I got a turkey hoagie.
Mmm.
Veggie wrap.
Ooh, yum. It's good. Can you hear me chewing? I also got a Fanta grape, which I haven't had in a long time. Let's try that.
What is this kind of?
And in my box, there's some Fritos. Lay's potato chips. Taking a mini tour of the gazebo.
Yeah, they got a fire going there. You can go up on that.
Ah, that's why the hole is there. We're just touring around in case you wanted to know. We are going to go down here and peek at the lake. You can eat the cattails when they're green. I don't see any even green. But we got some pretty yellow flowers. Cattails, but no fun stuff on them. Ew, look at the cypress tree. Because it's got cypress knees. Look at that. Those used to be big in Florida when I was there. Nice. There's a lake on this side and a lake on this side. Oh, he lost it already. We have to look at the flower. Very nice. Catch another one, Joe. Catch another bumblebee.
He was trying to get out and I didn't want him to.
Did you find him? Oh no, you pinched his head.
Yeah, he saw a little spot and started digging.
Now this is really interesting. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna have to look it up. What is this, Joe?
I don't know, what are they?
I don't know. I've never seen one like it. Wow.
I don't know.
I don't either. That's a new one to me.
They're little blue flowers.
I know, I saw some of those already. And the yellow ones. It's a nice little walk, but I have to find out what that flower is. And, oh, and the little, look at that, little baby white ones. We're on a little walkabout to see the church that the lady talked about. Of course, I lost some of my video, so you may have missed part of it. Sorry to say, but it is what it is. So she was talking about this church, that it was in bad disrepair, and somebody came in and redid it. It's mostly for weddings and the likes. I think it's, what'd they say that was? The RV park stuff? Campground entrance.
You want to go to it?
No. I don't want to camp. I'm riding a train. They detached the engine and went up the road a ways. And here it is coming back around, gonna hook to the other end. There it goes. There's our caboose. My brother down there wants to take a picture of it. I think we're going to tour the train when we get back to Palestine. How fun. Okay, this is the back side of the terminal, or whatever they're calling this thing, but I wanted you to see this little baby caboose. Isn't that cute? I think it's probably a flower pot when it's not the dead of summer. It is cute. If you look out there, our engine is gonna go up a little ways and back up. I don't know if you can hear me, but my brother said he had to come up and take a picture of the engine. So we are up at the engine, and it's loud. Our car is the one past the tall one there. This is the food house.
What's her state nickname? There you go. What's her state tree? Pecan. What's our state bird? Pecan. Pecan.
Never saw a pecan tree.
Really?
Nope.
Well, we have them everywhere. Yeah. All right. What is our state flower? What is our state small animal? Armadillo. What's our large state animal?
Human.
Longhorn. Most of them say a larger armadillo. All right. What is our state food dish?
Chili.
Chili, yes. All right. What soft drink was invented in Waco?
Dr. Pepper.
Everyone knows that one. What's the oldest city in Texas? No?
It's somewhere around Nacogdoches.
Yes, Nacogdoches is right. It is Nacogdoches. All right.
I can't say.
Let's see. What else about Texas? How many U.S. presidents were born in Texas?
3.
Name them.
I have no idea.
Lyndon Johnson and George Bush. Bush wasn't born in Texas. The younger Bush was born in Connecticut, the older one in Massachusetts. Who lived in Denison? Who lived in Denison? No? We have Johnson. There's one other that was born in Texas. He lived in Denison.
Is it an old person or a recent?
So I think I heard it. Eisenhower, that's it. Eisenhower and Johnson are the only two. Where's our state capital located?
Austin.
What was Austin called before it was Austin? Wasn't always Austin. Washington on the Brazos was our first capital, but that wasn't Austin. What was Austin called? Anyone know? Austin was called Waterloo. Waterloo, yes. All right, who's the only Texas governor to ever be impeached? Anyone know? Only one Texas governor to ever be impeached. When I came here years ago, they gave me this big long list of questions about Texas and said you might want to know the answer because someone might ask one day. And I thought, well, I'm from Texas. I think I know. I think I know about Texas. But I read over them until I got to that one, and then it said, who is the only Texas governor to ever be impeached? And it said Ferguson. The very next question was, who was the first female governor of Texas? And it said Ferguson. And the next question was, who was the only governor to ever be impeached? And it said Ferguson. And I thought, well, they got them a woman for governor, they got rid of her. I didn't remember that one. But I looked it up. Her husband was impeached for misappropriation of funds. She ran for governor. He campaigned for her. She won the election and served 2.5 terms, and that was around 1933. And they became known as Ma and Paul Ferguson. Now, you know he told her how to run it. Sure he did. Sure he
Maybe
did.
she was telling him in the first place that kept saying, don't do that.
Maybe so. Maybe she was telling him in the first place. That could be true too. Very good. All right. What is our state song? And it's not the Yellow Rose of Texas. Yeah, Texas, our Texas. Very good. Let's see. What else about Texas? I may think of something else on that way. All right, let's talk about the railroad. When did Texas State Railroad begin?
1890.
18,
64.
18, 18,
28.
18,
04.
1881. Who built the railroad? Prisoners did. Why did they build it?
Something to do.
Something to do. I hear that a lot. Cheap labor. You know, back in 1881, there was only one state prison in Texas, and it was at Huntsville, and it was overflowing. So the state of Texas needed to build another prison. Well, the city of Rusk in Palestine, you noticed our depot in Rusk is made out of iron ore rock. There's lots and lots of iron ore in the Rusk area. So the city of Rusk in Palestine wanted to build a railroad to haul freight. So the state of Texas said, okay, they want to build a railroad. We need to build a prison. Why don't we build a prison at Rusk and let the prisoners build a railroad? So that's what they did. They were housed at what is now Rusk State Hospital. Some of the original buildings are still there, but they've been tearing a lot of them down and building new buildings there at the state hospital now. And it's looking very pretty. But anyway, the state of Texas said, okay, we have all this iron ore, and we want the prisoners to be a little more self-supporting. So why don't we just build an iron ore foundry at the prison and let the prisoners work there? So they did that. They would bring them out to Mushaw Crossing on the train, and there was an old sawmill there. They would cut the timber, put it on the train, carry it back to the prison, smelter the iron ore, put the finished product on the train, and carry it to downtown Palestine, and they would take it to wherever it needed to go. In fact, the Capitol building in Austin, part of the columns, part of the dome, and some of the other ironworks were made at the Rusk prison. And the old iron ore foundry, if you happen to go back through Rusk and go on 84 and go by where our shop crew are, then if you'll look to your left, you will see the old iron ore foundry, the original iron ore foundry. They have recently restored it. They're having weddings there. They're having all kinds of meetings and events there. So it's really neat to see it restored and used again, as old as it is. But anyway, we began passenger service on July the 4th, 1976. At that time, Texas Parks and Wildlife was running the railroad. They didn't know how to run a passenger train. It wasn't their fault. They never had one to run before. But they were losing $1 million a year. So the state of Texas told the city of Rusk in Palestine, either you have to find someone to run the railroad or we're going to shut it down. So the two cities got together and formed what is known as the Texas State Railroad Authority Board. It's made up of members from both cities, and they leased the track from the state of Texas for 99 years. It will never be sold. It will always be Texas State Railroad. And so they took bids then on someone to lease the train. It will never be sold. But at the first time, I think there was 5 or 6 different companies that bid on it to lease it. And the one to win the bid after they interviewed all of them was American Heritage out of Colorado. They had the Durango Silverton trains. So they have passenger trains. They knew how to run a passenger train. So they won the bid and they came in and we started making money instantly. And they ran us for 5 years, and anything we needed, all we had to do is even mention it and it was here. They were really nice people to work with. And they bid, and when their contract was over, they bid on the train again, but we had 6 companies to bid at that time. And American Heritage bid on it again, but Iowa Pacific, they didn't want a partner. They said, we want all the trains, so they won the bid. Well, they came in, and by then we had learned from American Heritage how to make money on our train and how to be self-supporting. So when Iowa Pacific came in, we made money, but they didn't put the money back in the train. They didn't buy the things we needed. And they ran us for 4 years until their contract was over. And at that time, any company could come in and bid. And we had 6 companies to bid that time. And the one to, after the interviews, the one to win was Western Group out of Ogden, Utah. They own Verde Canyon in Arizona. It's a family owned by an elderly couple, family owned business. And they came in and they said, oh, we're gonna make this train pretty again. And they didn't say, you do this and you do that. They got down on their hands and knees and scrubbed walls and floors and everything else just like we did. You can see the difference in my car. It used to look like the one at the first class car. But they came in and they completely gutted it. They put this up to kind of absorb some of the noise on the ride. They put the carpet on the floor. They had the couches and table and chairs special made to fit in here. And not only did they do this car, they did all the cars. And so they asked one day, why aren't y'all running the caboose? And we said, it doesn't work. They said, we'll fix that. So they brought in a crew to fix the caboose. And it's very pretty. It has 8 individual chairs, and you can, everyone has their own chair. You have to rent all 8 spaces. The only problem is you can't come over to the train until the train stops. But it is a pretty car, and in the center there's steps that go up, and there's a big seat way up high that you can go up to and look out over the train and see where we've been. So check it out when we get back to Palestine this afternoon. It's a pretty car. But they told me one weekend, said, we're going to put the caboose on this weekend. And I said, oh, I want to be the first attendant to ride in the caboose. They said it doesn't have heat and air, and I said, forget that. But it does. It has its own system. Very pretty car. But anyway, the elderly couple, anything we mentioned, we got. They restored our depot in Palestine. It had a lot of termite damage and things, and they immediately started working on that. They worked on all of our cars, and just anything we needed, we got. They were an awesome company to work for. And the elderly couple ran us for 4 years. And at that time, they decided they wanted to retire and just keep Verde Canyon as their retirement income. And the deal was that the company that bought their freight trains in Utah would take over their lease here. So now we're leased by Jaguar Holdings out of Joplin, Missouri. Very good company to work for. I don't know when their contract is over. I know that I'm hearing that they're going to bid on it again, but other companies can come in and bid as well. So we don't know who will be running us next, but it'll be a good company. They make sure that we get good people to run us. So, all right, that's a little bit of history about our train and how we got to where we are today. All right, each other.
This is the part that I missed. Maybell.
Very neat. The training post just closed a few months ago. It's been there since I was born, I think. It's been there for years and years and years, but it closed down a couple of months ago. More rain than we usually see, because you can see the track. Back to some of our equipment for the train crew.
So where's the school now?
The school is going to be, we'll see it when we get close to these feeders down here. Look across to the other street.
That's what y'all are calling those lines or meters?
Mm-hmm.
I said y'all are calling those lines meters.
Oh, the feeders. There's some feeders down there too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's over there and behind them. I can see the roof now, but you can see it a little better when we get down the track. See it through there, the old brick building over there.
Okay.
That was their school building.
Way in there.
Where?
You can barely see it.
You said something about green.
Track. The first one was in 1977, and it was called Charlie Smith and the Fritter Tree. How many ever seen it? How many ever heard of it? I've been here 14 years next month, and I've never had a customer that seen it or heard of it. I looked it up years ago, It was more of a movie made for TV, but evidently it wasn't good enough for TV. Some of the other movies you'll recognize: Dallas, The Early Years, Uphill All the Way, The Long Summer of George Adams, Where the Red Fern Grows Part 2, The Gambler 4 with Kenny Rogers, A Woman of Independent Means, Streets of Laredo, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, The Great Debaters with Denzel Washington, were all made using our train or our track. So
That's your favorite movie.
Did any of you ever watch Yellowstone?
Oh, Brother,
Did you watch 1883? Part of the first episode was filmed at the Palestine Depot.
Is that where the train station is?
Yes, yes,
Were they taken to the train station?
yes.
Were they taken to get rid of them?
Train station?
No, but they put them in the can.
They came in and they were here for about 2 months, and we weren't supposed to know anything. We knew what was going on, you know. Our customers usually told us what was going on. But they were here for about 2 months getting ready to film that episode, and they were a lot of fun to work with. And they came in and they took down our Palestine sign and put up Fort Worth. They restored 2 of our wooden boxcars to use in that. They took down all of our metal fences and put up wooden fences. They built places to tie the horses. They brought in carriages, they brought in wagons, they brought in barrels, and they changed everything. And they were getting ready to film, and they looked outside and they said, oh, those lights outside, we can't use those, they're too modern. But we can't take them down with y'all here because that's electrical and it wouldn't be safe. So they rented every seat on our train for one day and paid our salary for one day. And they changed out those outside lights. And they were a lot of fun to work with, but it was, they hauled in tons of dirt, covered every inch of concrete, every inch. Tons and tons and tons of dirt. But it was more fun watching them undo everything they did. They were out with shovels, shoveling up that dirt, and they were putting everything back to normal. But they were an awesome group to work with. It was fun to have them here. But part of the first episode of 1883 was filmed at the Palestine Depot. All right, what questions do y'all have?
It just came.
Look, the picture right is. Oh.
If you would, take a few minutes and go to Texas State Railroad Facebook official and write a review. Tell what you liked about the train ride today, what we could do to make it better. Our owners will answer you, and we have made changes by what you say.
What's your name again?
My name is Joyce. If you had a good day today, my name is Joyce. If you didn't, my name's John. When I first came here to work for them, Pat and John were retired school teachers, and us 3 ran the whole train. So I'll be here 14 years in October, and I'll be 81 in October.
Oh, wow.
But it's a pleasure to work here. Never intended to come here. They were doing a Thomas the Train ride in Rusk. I had been retired for 5 years, and they were begging for help because there was going to be thousands and thousands of people there. Everything was free except the ride from Rusk to Maydale and back was $19. And they had a petting zoo, they had Sir Topham Hatt, they had bounce houses, they had trains that kids could play with, they had coloring tables, they had everything. And they kept putting the ad on the radio and in the paper. And I called them and I said, I'll work 2 weekends. I love people and I love children. So they hired me and I came to work. And I worked 2 weekends. One of my jobs one day, they had this bounce house with stairs on the inside, and the children would go up to the top of those stairs, and their families would try to get them out, and they wouldn't come down, so I had to go get them. But I had a different job every day, but I enjoyed working with them. And about 3 weeks after that, they called me and said, do you want to be a train attendant? And I had never thought about it, and I said, well, I might come back. I'll come back. And they said, well, we have your paperwork. Come in Friday and go to work. So I came to work that Friday, and I worked 2 weekends, and they said, we'll see you next weekend. And I said, well, when does this ride end? And they said, it don't. You're here. That's how I got here. So Debbie in the ticket office has been here a few months longer than me. The guy that builds parts for our engine has been here 20, 21, 22 years, something like that. And then I'm next in line. I've been here, be here 14 next month. All right, y'all are an awesome group today. Thank y'all so much for coming. Any questions, anything you want to ask or say, go right ahead.
Okay, we're touring the other cars.
Oh, wow.
This is the little skinny steps going up into the observation car. Ugh. This is way, way up. We didn't ride in this car, but we thought it would be fun to come up here and look at it. Schmancy car. It's cold up here.
Oh, it'll get hot in here with all the We're going on the tour. All right. The rest of them.
And this is the lower level of this same car.
Where's the caboose? That way?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's that way.
And we're gonna walk through here to get back to, we wanna go see the caboose.
Did you see the popcorn machine?
Cool.
Yeah, this one you wouldn't see.
There's a little kitchen in there. And here we go. They must have storage here or something, I don't know. We're going in the presidential, guests only. Wow, look at this oldie stove. There's not much room to video in here, but you see it. And we're going around.
You coming in?
That's the other side, I think, of the stove.
Things on?
Our conductor. And this is inside this car. And it keeps going. And there's actually the engine. This is the schmancy presidential car.
This might not be so bad.
Wow. And the president's. Okay, there's our engine.
Gonna be real loud. I'm just gonna talk a little bit.
Are you? Yeah, he says it's gonna be loud. Hang on, brace yourself.
They're unhooking the engine. Oh, we didn't even. Wow, it was loud. And there it goes. Now we're going into the cheap seats. It almost seems like this is exactly what it may have looked like in the olden days. It's got the same kind of old hardware. Nothing in this one but seats. We're going in another one. I don't know what this one is. Oh, this one's got the platform where if you're in a wheelchair, they can bring you in. Oh, look at this.
The dining car.
Oh, Joe says it's a dining car. Ah, nice. Cool. Oh, I lied. The one car wasn't the cheap seats. This is the cheap seats. This is serious cheap seats. Oh, there's not even windows in here. Ah. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe, for upgrading us.
This is the serious cheap seats.
This is stairs.
Okay, well, this is the caboose. Normally we can't go in there, but we're stopped, so they said we can. So we're gonna go in and look. Whoa. Hi, we're just peeking. We're good.
Here's the caboose.
How totally cool is this? Oh, look at that. They have seats up here.
You don't mind if I vacuum a little?
No,
Don't mind.
we're just gonna peek. She's busy.
Oh yeah, all 8 people.
Oh, 8.
Yeah, it's a private car.
Wow. This is a private car. You have to rent the whole thing.
Private car, private attendance, so I was only doing concessions for these people in here. And yeah, we had fun in here. It's a lot of fun in this car.
Cool. The engine is coming back around to hook onto the other end. He's going really slow. Because we're at the caboose end and now he's going back around to where he was originally. He sounds like he's falling apart. Oh, he's stopping. Okay, the conductor is headed up there to, let's watch him climb up in the train. Oh, they're not even gonna let him get in before, oh, he's hanging outside the door. Ah! I guess they need the conductor to help hook it, so goodbye! Okay, we're back in the car, we're heading home. That was a long one, but I wanted to keep all of that stuff because she did good. Really good, I think. Don't you think?
Yes.
So, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, sorry. I hope this finds you absolutely flamazing. Stay blessed. Until next time. Hey, you made it to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.